Okay, this ride is for my YouTube buddy Pedro, who said, "Hey Tom, I want to see more of Marco." And you know what? I do as well, but I've been meaning to make a video like this, and I just need to get out and do it. I try to make some other videos. And so right now, my first stop is I'm going to ride to a place called Mackle Park, and they have a lake in the middle of it. And that's where the Remote Control Sailboat Club races their sailboats, and they've got markers out there, permanent markers out there in the water. And for whatever reason, I enjoy watching them do that. I love sailing, and any type of sailing. It still takes some skill to move these little RC sailboats in the direction you want them, and then, you know, to beat the other guys around you. So we're going to go down there. They usually do that on Sundays from 2 to 4 when it's not in season, and we're going to see if they're down there doing that today. And then I'm going to take a ride, I think, up and down the main strip, which would be Collier, and that's where all the resorts are, and see what that looks like on a Sunday afternoon. So here we go. One thing you got to watch on Marco, and that is cars, because Marco's demographic is older, let's just say that. And so, you know, you've got people with declining driving skills once they get up in their later years, and you just need to watch out. They can't turn their heads quite as well as they did when they were younger. Heck, I can't do it, and I'm only 55. But so as you approach the driveways and stuff, you need to be careful, especially because of the vegetation. That's another issue. If they have vegetation that grows up and right up against the sidewalk, you can't see bikes and whatnot coming through. A lot of times people will put up those convex mirrors, and that's helpful there at the edge of the driveway for not only the drivers, but for the pedestrians and the walkers and the runners and the cyclists and all that. So we're going to cross Mackle Road here, and this is probably one of the busier roads on the island. That'll turn green here for me in just a second. People are pretty polite to move over, get in the single file line when you're passing others, stuff like that. Works out great for everybody. You can see there's the burrowing owl nest. That's where all those stakes are marked off. Okay, this is Mackle Park. Soccer field's over here. Now I'm gonna go up here by the lake. There's a bike path, multi-use path that goes all the way around. And we're gonna see if anybody's sailing today. Hopefully they are. It's off season, so there may or may not be anybody there. And it does not look like anybody's there. That's too bad, so we're gonna miss that today. But we'll cruise around. We'll cruise around Mackle Park. You can see the lake. Beautiful lake. Those markers in the lake are for the sailboat club. Coming up on the right is going to be the dog park. So you see ducks here, but I don't see any alligators. They say in every pond in Florida there's an alligator, but I haven't seen that. And there's a lot of ducks at this one, so I would think the duck population would be a lot lower if there's alligators here. I'm going to call this a 10-acre lake. Maybe 15-acre lake. I don't know. So it's summer in Florida, and usually in the afternoons a storm kicks up. It rained this morning. Off to the east, there's some clouds, dark clouds, but I don't know. We'll see. They actually need the rain right now. The grass and whatnot. Got a nice bridge here that crosses over. We'll stop here. You can see, I don't know if those are red drum, but you can see some really large fish in the water. I'm talking, 18, 20 inches, and you can see the light colored circles. And what they've done is they're nesting. They're laying their eggs and nesting. And big fish here, big fish. This park is available really to anybody here, but you can check out basketballs if you're a resident. Maybe even if you're a non-resident, you just have to turn over your driver's license. But they've got a shelter over here, covered shelter. We were there the other day with kids and playing basketball. And with that shelter and that breeze coming through, it was really comfortable. Okay, this completes our circle. And we're going to take off and head down the street. Exit the park. When I mentioned rain, it's actually sprinkling right now, but I do not see a dark cloud above me. And that is just the Florida weather that I'm going to have to get used to. There's the bike repair station on the left. See that? Going to the right. They got a mean men's softball team here during season. They take really good care of the field, and I think they get fairly serious about it. But very popular event, a lot of spectators, this and that. So we're gonna go over here and end up crossing over on Winterberry. You got to cross this little bridge. They're going to replace this bridge. They're going to make it taller, and they're going to make it wider. So they'll have an actual walking path go across it, and then they'll make it taller so the boats can get underneath it easier. go. I'm gonna kick up my assist a little bit. There we go. Alright, it's getting a little cloudy as I go towards the south end, but I want to make it to Caxambas Park. And when it starts raining, I'm sure there's someplace I can find some overhead protection. Look at some of these houses. Very nice houses. At some point I'm going to take you on a McMansion ride. A lot of building going on Mackle right now, even with the crazy prices of construction. Head down Swan. This is the south end, South Beach public parking, and it's crazy. It gets loaded up quickly. You'll see the line of cars out here, and they're waiting to see when somebody's going to leave so they can get in, because they control the number of cars that can go in and out. It's got to be 7 or 8 cars lined up right now, all waiting to get to the beach. Now we're at the south end. There's one more block to the right that you can go to get to the very south end, but taking a little shortcut, getting to Caxambas Park. And there's a lot of condominiums down on the south end. A lot of condos. There's condos all over the island, but on the very south point, there's really a lot of condos. Cape Marco is behind me, and that's the high-end condo complex. They got 6 different buildings, I believe it is. Okay, so we're coming up on the end of Swallow, and this is Collier Boulevard again, but when it gets down to the south end, it's not the Collier Boulevard you think of when you're up there by Bald Eagle and in front of the JW Marriott and whatnot. So Caxambas Park is a county park, and it is really popular for boaters because you can park your trailer once you put your boat in and out. Jet skiers, all that. People fish down here. It gets packed. Really packed. There's a sign that says limited parking, seek other locales. They're building a new building here for the Coast Guard Auxiliary. And it doesn't look too busy today. It looks pretty decent. Take a lap and maybe get something to drink. Okay, so a lot of the outfitters, a lot of the kayak companies and jet ski companies, they meet their clients here, and then they unload their boats, charter boats, jet skis, and then take their clients out. I've been on about 3 jet ski tours. Captain Ron's is my favorite by far. All of them have been really nice, but Captain Ron's by far was the nicest, and they're really good people. So let's take a look here and see what we got going on. Condos, these are mostly condo docks here, and then you can see the people out on the water. Then over here there's a little hut, and you can get drinks there, and it has some souvenirs, and I think you can get a little bait there as well. We'll go up here, park the bike, grab a Diet Coke. There's a police boat that goes there. Got the older one here right now. Okay, now we're on South Collier. You can see those really large buildings up in front of us. That's the Cape Mackle I mentioned earlier, about 6 buildings in there. That's the high end on the condos here on Mackle Island. Beautiful views. You can see all the way up and down the beach, the crescent-shaped beach, and they sit where it was the site of a former missile radar site that the military had back during the Korean War. I think Cuban Missile Crisis, stuff like that. But yeah, that was where there was a sand road you had to take to get there, and then they took those down. I think early '80s, late '70s, maybe even. Yes, I'm gonna say early '70s, and started building these in the '80s. Beautiful buildings, beautiful. So we're gonna turn north on Collier Boulevard, and this is where a lot of the resorts are. Still a lot of condos, but it's kind of the strip because the buildings on the left as we're riding are on the beach. South Beach access. People loading up and unloading. More cars. This is that public access point that we saw earlier. Okay, I'm gonna ring my bell on this guy, see if he gets out of the way. What do you think the odds are? Oh, there's a bike coming, so I'll probably slow down first. Just to get along with everybody. Coming around. Thanks. Hey guys, thanks. This parking lot up here is the other public parking lot. They call it the Turtle Lot, and it fills up right away as well. I would love to own one of these parking lots here. It's crazy the way these things fill up, and they have those automatic machines, vending machines so you can buy your own parking pass. It's crazy. Thank you. Hello. Oh, excuse me, I'm gonna go around. Excuse me.
Wait.
Hello, excuse me. Coming up on JW Marriott, probably the premier hotel on the island. Depends on who you are, but I bet the tax collector thinks so. Just a couple years ago, they finished a $10 million addition, 10 or 11. Here's the addition. Collier, I believe this area is about a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit, and the highest speed limit on the island is 35 miles an hour. And that's, I think, as you're leaving, as you're coming on, and as you're leaving the island. And then down Bald Eagle, maybe parts of San Marco, and I'm not sure about Barfield, but parts of Collier. 35 is the top speed limit. Sure, people go over that, but for the most part, it's pretty tranquil. This is Residence Beach. We spent the day there yesterday. Great beach. Has some amenities and very popular. Lots of parking. The problem is the concession stand they have there, which is a really nice one, they serve breakfast as well, closes at 3 p.m. I haven't figured that one out yet. Don't know if that's just an out of season thing or what, but I think I'm going to keep on going down Collier. Could turn here, head home. They do have an e-bike store on the island. It's called Pedigo. Popular brand. I'd say higher end. But they're having the same problems everybody else is, and that is inventory. They can't keep stuff in stock. We're coming up on my favorite restaurant. And I am not a picky eater. Or I should say, it doesn't take much to impress me. However, the food here is always fantastic. It's called Sammy's. Sammy's Grill. And the menu's awesome. He's got a great chef, but this pizza is to die for. Love his pizza. And that's kind of how he started. Called Sammy's Pizza, Pasta, and Grill. And there they are, right there. Love Sammy. And Sammy is one of the best humans you'll run into ever. He's an awesome individual, very helpful, extremely respectful, professional. He's just everybody knows Sammy and everybody loves Sammy. And as we drive around, you'll see one of the ways you can tell the difference between newer construction and older construction is in homes, in condos, in commercial buildings, is if they have a squared off roof on top, sort of like we call it Pizza Hut roof, but if it looks like Pizza Hut roof, it's one of the original buildings from when they developed Marco, because the Mackle brothers, Deltona Corporation, they sent their chief architect to Hawaii to get a Polynesian feel for the design, and that's how they started everything on the island. There's a building right over there. It's got the squared off roof, which is let me go around these ladies, because they don't realize that bikers get the right of way. Here's how the right-of-way works. Pedestrians first, then bikes, then vehicles. That's how it works. Go to the side here. Hi. Actually, on Marco, I think it's owls first, burrowing owls first, or maybe tortoises. Those guys are first and second, and then it goes pedestrians, then up to bikers, and then vehicles last. Getting close to the Esplanade, which has a bridge going over a canal. Kind of cool. And you can actually walk underneath this one and walk out to the Esplanade, which is cool. But then I usually turn at the Winn-Dixie and head home. Nice boat just went under. There's the Esplanade. Stop here, take a look. Going past the Winn-Dixie, and then there's a Holiday Inn apartments, condos, something like this. I didn't know Holiday Inn had like resort type stuff, but that doesn't mean anything. Holiday Inn Vacations, Sunset Cove Resort. Really nice building, very nice building. It sits on a canal, but it overlooks Veterans Park. And this is Veterans Park, where they have the farmers market, which is really popular during season, and Veterans Memorial for all the different services. And then they have bricks that have dedications on the walkway, which is really cool. And they're getting ready to build a band shell here so that they can do entertainment. And that's been, I'd say, more popular than not. Some people think you ought to leave the green space. But there we go. Go around this little guy. Some people wave, some people don't. It's just how it works. I figure if you were on Mackle Island, you got no reason to be having a bad day. So I'm going to cut through the cemetery. Cemetery is a very nice cemetery. The grass looks rough because, you know, it's in sand, and so grass doesn't grow well in the sand. You're not going to get lush green grass unless you're watering it all the time. And there's a little irrigation here, but not much. So we're back on Bald Eagle. I'm within about a block of my house or so, and hope you guys enjoyed the ride.